But does this feel like a satisfying win?
A win is a win, but the Pac-12 South is in limbo right now, and all of our hopes are still right there. So, like, you know, we're trying to go to a conference championship, so we need to play better than that win. You know, like a win is a win. Any win is hard. As you see, the Pac-12. Look at the Pac-12 South. It doesn't matter who you are. You know, you can get beat any day. So a win is a win, but we like to win better than that. So that's not acceptable for our standard of winning.
Happy birthday, as far as the penalty problem up front, what do you guys need to do to start to get
We just need to be able to play more, more fundamentally sound and more fundamentally perfect, but, you know, we just need to eliminate the dumb penalties, you know. Some penalties you can't, some people are just playing hard, their hands get in the wrong position. Some people are, they didn't know that, like, you know, he turned his back, they didn't mean to hit him in the back. Some penalties are like that, but we got to eliminate all the ones that we can't control and the ones that are dumb.
Keontae got over 200 yards.
He could have had like 300.
He probably could have. You're right.
You know, without penalties. So like can't leave stuff like that on the field. So that's all of our fault. You know?
Just generally run blocking wise, though, did it feel like you guys were doing pretty well, opening up holes?
I mean, we were opening up holes so big that we were getting holding calls because the hole was so big, and they were trying to get off the block, and it's like there's so much space and so much. It's like, you know, but. Yeah, I felt like we were able to run the ball pretty well, and, you know, Keontae got after it. He ran mad, he ran angry, and, like, we feel that, you know? Like, we can feel that. So it's like it just turns all of us up at the same time.
Does the rushing offense feel significantly different in that way with that attitude that it has in the last couple of years you've been here?
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say anything about the last 3 years. I mean, you know, I played with Rojo. So, like, you know, I played with a lot of, you know, the backs and stuff like that, but I'd say that anytime that happens, like, you know, he's running hard, he's running downhill, and he's running angry. So what are we going to do? Yeah. We're going to block hard, we're going to block downhill, we're going to block angry. It just turns, you know, it's infectious.
Right, that's kind of what I'm asking. To rephrase the question, does a power runner like that having an effective power running game?
I mean, I wouldn't say, I wouldn't even go as far to say Keontae's a power runner, because he can be finessing sometimes. He can be slow, and he can, you know, let the play develop. So it's not totally like having a power runner in there, because, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I play with Marquise Steph. It's having somebody in there who, you know what I'm saying? Keontae, we trust him. We're a family. We know he's going to run hard, and he's going to run. You see him running over people. You know, we got to pick him up after he runs over someone who's like, dang, you hit him pretty hard. Like, chill out. We got a couple more runs, you know? Stuff like that. So, like, when we see that, we want to go hit somebody harder than he just did. So, like, it's just infectious, you know?
Jalen, being one of the veterans on this team, I asked just a great barrel after the game. In the last 3 games combined in the third quarter, the offense has scored 3 points total. In your opinion, what's the challenge coming out of halftime with the offense?
It's unacceptable. I was just talking to Antonio about it, and I think basically it's like, you know, we just can't be complacent, you know? So it's like the third quarter coming out of half, you know, but at the same time, we are a finishing team. We do always have heart. As you've seen last year, we were like one of the best teams in the second half, you know? So it's like we just need to be able to come out with the same fire. Just like we scored 35 points in the first half, we should have came out in the third quarter ready to score 35 points again in the second half, you know? So it's like we can't wait to start because we just need to get that together as an offense and as like a cohesive unit that we got to start the second half the same way we start the game, the same way we start the second quarter, you know?
Is there a different message that they can convey?
I don't know. I can't control that, but I will say that, like, you know, it's just a thing of coming out with your hair on fire in the second half. You know, like, for example, the Washington State game. And also they talk about all the time the first 4 minutes of the second half and the first 4 minutes, last 4 minutes of the first half and the first 4 minutes of the second half are the biggest part of the game, right? So if you look at Wazoo, score 1 touchdown before we go into half, come out halftime, go crazy, you know? So it's like that has to be the norm, and that has to be what we shoot for every time. And if we don't get that, we have to grit and claw and everything we have to do in the third quarter, start of the fourth, to start fast as well in the second half, you know?
How do you feel the rotation of quarterbacks affects your flow on offense?
Huh?
How do you feel like the rotation of quarterbacks affects your flow? Not at all?
It doesn't. Like, not at this, like, you know, not at this level, you know? Like, this level, the next level, you see that all the time. It doesn't really, you know, we have to go out there and execute no matter what. And we know both quarterbacks, and even if Miller went in there, he's going to, you know, we have to execute. He's going to give us the best chance, you know? So.
Thanks, Jalen.